want to see some country records? You want to see some kick-ass honky-tonk? Well, if you didn't, you're watching the wrong video. Tune out. Here we go. First, we got a couple of new things, some classic things, and some other things just mixed in. Let's start rolling. First, this is what's playing in the background. This is Sturgill or Sturgill Simpson, High Top Mountain. This came out this year, 2013. It is already vying for my favorite release of the year. No doubt about it. This is a recommendation from E.L. Peter over in Netherlands. What's going on, Peter? Peter, thank you for the recommendation. Peter dropped a comment on my video and just said 2 words, Sturgill Simpson, or whatever the case was. Unbelievable. This is just real, authentic, classic country music. This boy is straight out of Kentucky, probably in his mid-20s, and man, this is what he grew up on. He's just able to emulate it perfectly. Yeah. Just killer. Honky tonk, tears in the beer sometimes, but just classic country. You've got to check this out. This is on 30 Tigers High Top Mountain Records. Unbelievable. I know Peter grabbed a copy too. I believe it's limited on vinyl. It's available from his Bandcamp site. It's dirt cheap on Amazon. Don't miss it. And this one falls right into the same bracket. This is J.P. Harris and the Tough Choices. I'll keep calling. And it is just what it looks like. Look at that. Just truck stop, classic country music from a new artist. And if that's not exciting, nothing is. Check that out. I'll keep calling. Right there, you got Country Vein. Ain't nobody to talk to. This was a recommendation from Dave, someone 481, who, man, I miss. Dave's going off to school in New York City. He's getting all New Yorkified. And Dave, if you're watching this, what's going on? I hope it's all going good, bud. So here's the vinyl. This is Brown Marble, which kind of seems weird to me to put a classic country record on colored vinyl. So if ever there was a candidate for just straight up black vinyl, keeping it classic, keeping it country, was that. But here's 2 brand new releases from new artists that are keeping country alive. Lady Antebellum, nothing. Luke Bryan, nothing. Go home, don't apply. J.P. Harrison, Tough Choices, Sturgill or Sturgill Simpson. Either one, you've got to check out. Got to check out. And while we're talking real deal country, let's talk about getting closer to finishing off my Dwight Yoakam vinyl collection. Here is Hillbilly Deluxe, the follow-up to Guitars, Cadillacs, etc., etc. Just more of the same classic country, rockabilly Dwight Yoakam. This album just cannot spin over and over and over enough times. Absolutely phenomenal. It took so long to find Dwight Yoakam on vinyl. I actually walked into this at an antique mall, thumbing through the Y's. Yes, blah. What? Pulled it out. It was a few bucks. I was stunned. I had been looking for this in the wild for so long. Some of these are just quick kills. Anything's a quick kill online. Just grab it. But to find it in the wild, that heart-stopping moment, man, that's what it's all about. And here is Buenas Noches from a Lonely Room, the follow-up to Hillbilly Deluxe. I had this on CD forever and fell in love with it. Amazing album. Just more of the same rockabilly, classic country. Listen to that. Listen. Wow. Again. Alright, where were we? Right, Dwight Yoakam, Buenas Noches from a Lonely Room. It's got a few more like Mexican mariachi sounds on this album, but unreal. There's Buck Owens, Streets of Bakersfield is on here. He does a cover of Johnny Cash's Home of the Blues. Unbelievable album. A song he wrote for his mom, Hold On to God. It's a phenomenal album. I did actually have to pick that one up online. I could not find it. I think it's from '89, so it's a little scarce. Speaking of classic country, here's Divorce from Tammy Wynette. It's her 3rd album from, I believe, 1968. Just true, classic, tears in the beers country from a female perspective. Divorce from Tammy Wynette. Phenomenal and so hard to find a nice copy. You can't talk about the ladies of classic country without talking about Loretta Lynn. I will grab Loretta anytime, every time, all the time. Always good. Hard to find a nice shape. So here was another hole in the Loretta. discography, which I don't know if I'll ever finish. There's just a never-ending sea of them. But here's You're Looking at Country. Your Squaws on the Warpath is the next one I'm really after. Would love to find that. So how do you talk classic country without talking about good old Hank Williams? You can't. You can't. This is Bo Cephas's daddy, right? So here's Hank Williams, album number 1 and album number 2, The Legend. You know, all my Hank Williams stuff is all compilations, and I have a few really good ones, and I wasn't going to grab these. They were $1 a piece. They seem to be some kind of like TV special, and they were just in great shape. And it's all the standard Hank Williams stuff you would expect. Your Cheating Heart, but good stuff. So you can't talk about Hank Williams without talking about Hank Williams Jr. Old Bo Cephas in the flesh, baby. Here's 11 Roses. This is before Hank Williams Jr. was really kind of the rowdy outlaw, so it's more of a traditional country sound. He's a bit of a good boy still at this point. But still, anytime you get a chance to plug a Hank Williams Jr. hole, you have to. You can't talk about Hank Williams Jr. and the outlaw movement without talking about Waylon Jennings. Still plugging the holes in the Waylon collection. Here's Heartaches by the Number. And this is just Tears in Your Beer country covers. A full album of covers. Busted from Ray Charles, Folsom Prison Blues. Excellent, excellent early Waylon album. Got to start this record over again. All right, cool. Let's roll this up. There's country gospel. Still digging gospel country albums. Just so damn good. This is a compilation as Wanda Jackson, George Jones, T. Texas Tyler, Tex Ritter. You know, still it seems like there's just so many country gospel albums. It really was a genre that just caught on from the 60s and the 70s. And this not only is a great chance to check out some of the songs from some of the albums, but also help me know who put them out. And there is a list online and what I should be looking for, what country artists made them. But I'm still just grabbing them when I see them, and man, I'm digging them. You know, and even from artists that maybe I didn't always like their solo stuff, like Charlie Rich. His stuff on Sun is killer, but his later solo stuff, just not that great for me. And here's Silver Linings. I didn't even know he had a gospel album. And a lot of times, I won't even know until you kind of read the song titles. Amazing Grace, Just to Walk Closer with Thee, and kind of just read it, and it was a fantastic album. Some of them aren't always so great, like Dolly Parton's, I have that one, and it's just a little too heavy on the Jesus, 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 Jesus in every song. That one was great. Dolly's I will definitely keep. And here's Buck Owens and his Buckaroos, Your Mother's Prayers. This was fantastic. Love Buck Owens, and what a huge influence on Dwight Yoakam if ever there was one. So here's Buck Owens, Your Mother's Prayer, and there's Buck's mom. And this was Buck's, one of actually quite a few stabs at country gospel, I believe he did. Always on the lookout for more. Hey everyone, that is my Hillbilly Update. Yeah! Thanks for watching, y'all. Hope you enjoyed it. Talk to you guys soon. Later, y'all.